Hello, Facebook fam. I had something that was kind of weighing heavily on my heart that I thought about going live yesterday with, but I didn't, and now it's still weighing heavily on me today, and so I feel that means I kind of just need to get it out. And if this helps anybody out there, it helps somebody, you know, and if not, ignore it and keep moving on, I guess. But when I feel that the Spirit puts something heavy on my heart and I don't share it, it ends up kind of digging into me, and you get that gut feeling, and like I know that it's something that I'm supposed to be sharing. And I hope it's not too loud over here. I'm gonna move a little bit. Oh, there we go. Nope, I'm not gonna move over there. Okay, maybe I'm gonna move closer to the house then. I don't want it to cut me out, but the music was loud over here. Robble, 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 and no! Of course that's what happens, bad internet connection. Okay, this should be better now. And then I can still watch the kids in the pool. Okay, I was doing some work. Oh, my heart. Okay, so some quick thoughts, right? I am in a program of recovery. I do not claim to have all the answers. I do not claim to have the rights to recovery in the way that anybody does it. For those who are in a type of program, for those who have someone who is affected by, addiction, whether they're in a program or not, I feel like there's kind of two main parts, and I didn't learn until way later some of the parts. One of the parts was going to meetings. I had to go to these flippin' meetings, and I didn't know what they were, but I was told meeting makers make it, so I went to these things called meetings. And then I did this thing called getting a sponsor, and I had to work the steps, it said. I don't know what the heck working the steps actually meant, but it involved a lot of writing, a lot of digging deep, and in the beginning I wasn't really digging deep, but I did what I was told, and it kind of worked for me. And then I kind of found out later, and what is really the part that's been kind of heavy on me is that I feel like the meetings that I go to, there's a lot of good stuff there, but the meetings I go to are the food. That's what I eat. That's my food for thought, And you can go a few days without eating. You can go, some people fast every now and then. And some people will sit at the same table and eat the same meal, but what you get nutritionally out of that is going to be different than what I get nutritionally out of that. And it's kind of the same way when we go to meetings that, some people need different things at different times in their life. And even though we could sit at the same table and hear the same things, what you get out of that meeting is going to be different, than what I get. And that's great. It's still nutritional. It's still a meal. And just like meals, we don't remember every single meal that we've had, but yet it has served a purpose inside of our bodies, right? And it's the same thing with meetings. But the part that I forget too, that, I didn't realize until later in life is that, yeah, my meetings are my food, but like I said, I can fast without that. This part though, the meeting with my sponsor and the actually writing shit out, the daily, just for today that I do, the daily recovery, that's my water. And I can't go without water for very long. I will die if I don't drink any water. And that's what this is. Did I go through the day and I have any amends to make? And it's kind of like, it's not like I chug water, because I don't sit and do a whole bunch of this. It's more like those little like hamsters, or what are those, gerbils or something they're called, where you've got the water bottle with the little spout and they gotta lick it and they get a few drops at a time. I think, okay, I'm connecting with my higher power daily. I'm connecting with the Spirit, and how is it that I connect to my higher power? And that's a few little drips, and then do I need to make amends to somebody? That's a few more drips, a little bit of water. And then, it's the 10th step, it's a constant working of my recovery that I'm, and being in recovery, it's kind of something I think people don't talk about a whole lot. It's up here. It's really in your mind. There are days that there's a conversation up here that one side is like, man, a little bit of alcohol would really make this feel better. A little bit of weed would just take the edge off, just the edge. You don't need to feel these raw emotions. And I was sharing in a meeting yesterday that I think the bravest thing that I have ever done in my life is go through life with raw emotions. Feeling those feelings is probably the most bravest thing I've ever done, if that makes sense. Can you say most bravest? I don't know if that really goes together, but you know what I mean. So, I don't know exactly where this is coming from. I don't know why this has been weighing so heavily on me. I'm not trying to tell anybody else what to do. I guess it's just my experience that I've had and this realization that, I've gone times without meetings, and I've reached out to people, and I've not needed to reach out to people, in the same way you fast and you don't fast, or maybe you even fast for a few hours, and sometimes you got to eat multiple meals a day, and not literally, because I really do eat many meals a day and I don't fast, so not literally, but you'll know what I mean. But it's the little things within recovery that I think keep me coming back, and that helps set me up personally for success. And it's those tiny little things that, I don't always read. I don't get out my big book and, read from it all the time. I don't, but I show up at meetings and I read it and I highlight and I, meet with my sponsor and I write stuff. And it is freaking work. When they say work the program, man, it's work. I remember when I first got clean and my sponsor told me that I need to, do all this homework. She gave me these questions and I needed to write them out. And I was meeting with her, every week or every 2 weeks. And it was like, are you kidding me? I'm going to school full time, trying to get my degree. I got a kid at home. I'm supposed to be going to meetings once a day. And I got to go to this intensive outpatient. And now you want me to do what? I don't have time for this. But I made time because I was so sick and tired of being hurt. I was sick and tired of being a slave to my addiction. And so I did those things. And then as I got older in my recovery, which I'm still young, I got 4.5 years, which is awesome, yay, but that's still really young. But I've, finally started to learn some things. And it's that daily piece of my recovery that I know that I'm still gonna have thoughts. I know that life is still gonna come at me. I'm still gonna be hurt. I'm still gonna cry. I'm still gonna get angry. I'm still gonna get impatient. I'm going to have those emotions, but it's okay to have those emotions. And that when I have those emotions and that little voice says, hey, a little bit of alcohol would take the edge off and it's legal. A little bit of weed would take the edge off and it's legal. A little bit of. And the other part of me says, girl, you were a mess. You remember that mess? And then me, the crystal real within me kicks in and is like, man, yeah, that was a mess. And I don't want any of that back. And I allow the emotions to pass through me. And that's exactly what they do. They flow through me. They don't stay for very long. I allow it to flow through me. And then I can come back to my sponsor. I can reach out to people. I can get to this, or I can get to my meetings, which is my food. But in that moment, it's that daily drink of water that I have been doing that has set me up for the success that when that voice comes up and then that other voice talks back, it can just flow through me. And I know I'm not perfect, and I don't work a perfect program, and the way that I do my recovery is going to be different than anybody else, but I know that we can take tidbits from everybody else, and we can use that in our lives. And even for those who aren't in recovery, we do the same thing. We take, man, the sun is beaming down. We take tidbits, that we hear from other people, whether it be just life lessons learned from people who have gone through some of the crap we've gone through. And we take those little tidbits, and we use what we can and we leave the rest. I heard a story from somebody early on in recovery who relapsed, and she was really, really honest about it, and she made it back to the program. And she said, I stopped doing what I was doing in the beginning because I thought I was good. It was like I was healed, I was all better, and I didn't need to do those things. And to me, I don't know why and I don't know how, thank the Spirit and thank God, but I took that personally. And so I get into this crap daily, even when I don't really want to, I try to get into it daily, and I try to be honest with myself. If not with others, I gotta be honest with me. And that is what helps keep me clean on a daily basis, and it helps keep me be the best me that I can be, because when I show up as the best me, I can help you be the best you, right? And I don't know, that's really it. For some reason, that was weighing heavily on me, and I hope that it can help anybody somewhere, somehow. Know that I love you. Know that if you're hurting, please feel free to reach out. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just here to love you from my point where I can, as best as I can. And I think that's all that we really can do. So I love you guys. Mwah. I hope you have a really amazing week. Enjoy the sun. Practice that gratitude list. It changes your neurochemistry for the better. I love you all. Bye.